Everyone, today we are talking about building your business while staying healthy. This has been a huge thing for me. It's been really everything as of recent, and I cannot wait. At the very end, I'm going to tell you what I have found this has helped most, where this has really been monumental in my company. But first, I want to talk about why it's hard, but two, how I do it and how it works for me, where I've seen the most success. So first, the why it's so hard. You are building a company. You are pouring your all into figuring it out, right? There are fires, and the fires grow as you grow the business, right? It grows in relation to the business, and there's always a stress. There's always a problem coming up. And what a friend of mine just recently told me today, that it really hit home, is you really can only do the best you can do, and you have to know and trust in your gut that you are making progress. Because one of the most cliche things about business is you just have to stick and stay, and it's bound to pay. You are bound to figure it out if you don't give up. You're guaranteed to fail if you just say, you know what? This isn't for me. It's this business, it's this industry, it's this thing. I'm gonna go a different direction with something that's easier. And the reality is nothing is easier. It is all a challenge. I love hearing Andy Frisella talk about it a lot, and I don't know why I don't hone in and realize that it is the truth more, but you're gonna get kicked in the nuts. Like it is, you're gonna wake up a lot of days and you're getting an ass beating, but it's a developmental ass beating, right? But this is why it's hard to stay healthy. You have all these challenges, you have all of these fires, and when you're stressed and when you're strained, the easiest thing for people, a lot of times is, how do I medicate that? Do I medicate that with food? Do I medicate that with alcohol? Do I medicate that with some other substance? Do I medicate that with just sitting down and being sedated by all of those things and not bettering myself? So it's so easy to say all of that, or I don't have time to work out. I don't have time. I don't have money to eat well. All of the reasons that come up with life, but they also come up with business because it scrunches your time down even more. It makes it feel like, wow, I just cannot get ahead of this rat wheel no matter what. So those are the reasons. Now for me, the things that make the biggest difference is, number one, set some goals. Right? Set some goals that drive health. Now, this might be as easy as I'm going to weigh X by Y, or this may be something for me, I need to tie in more fun. I've always liked training, but I've always wanted a reason to train. I used to have the reason of I wanted to go pro racing motorcycles, right? And I chipped and chipped away. So that kept a focus of mine being healthy. If it kept a focus of mine eating well, it kept a focus of mine working out. But as time has went on, I've realized I use that tool in everything. And here again, I know it's one more thing where you're like, how do I have time for this? But having a target. So this, back in the day, I think it started out as I wanted to race, maybe it was a 5K or something like that. Setting an event in the future. Events in the future pull you forward, just like business conferences pull you forward to growth, personally, professionally, financially. Fitness goals like Tough Mudders or any kind of run, race, lifting competition, something that gives you a reason to put in the work. Now, ultimately, I think it's awesome to get to a place of where you don't even need a reason. Your life is designed around having a training aspect to train for a different reason than being fit to do an event. I've realized I had more and more people ask me, why do you train? Why do you work out? And they're like, what's that next thing you're gonna do? And I don't know why that's subconsciously kind of rubbed me the wrong way sometimes. But in my mind, I realize I am starting to make a shift. I love having a reason, but the other thing is I'm training for life, right? I'm training for all of the other advantages it gives me. And so I'm training for life. And I'm going to get into that down below and the reasons and like what this has really done for me personally, professionally, financially. Now, so setting some things to have a reason to get better is huge. I would say if you're struggling, that's a good way. You only do this thing, whatever the event is, if it's a 5K, that is if it's really takes forever, it's an hour, 40 minutes, whatever. Any race doesn't really take longer than a day. So no matter what, you work out to get to that one day. So even though you've got this goal, it's not a big consuming thing that's like I train for this thing that is now going to take up so much of my time. The training's going to take up your time. And this is really just set to keep you doing incremental things to make progress. You don't need to become a pro at something. You don't need to become the best at something, but you are really pressed and pushed and pulled into the future by a reason to get in better shape, which then affects the rest of these things. Now, let's get into having some of the other pieces of this puzzle. Number one, eating right. We don't have time. It's too hard. We're a business owner. One, figure out a way to get meals, buy prepped meals, or two, prep meals. Food is fuel. It is nothing else. So if you're using it for comfort and all of these other things, I think that you should live in the 80-20 principle. You should be able to enjoy 20% of your food and eat, 80% of that, really do the best, right? Like it's the littlest part. I guess I kind of said that backwards. Usually they say the 20% produces all the results. But basically what I'm getting at is everything in moderation. You don't have to be perfect, but you do have to have a way to make things easier. You do have to have a way that makes things not take as much time, right? So I love prepping meals every Sunday, and it has multiple benefits for me. One, it allows me to eat well, eat clean, have something always ready and available, and save more time. I don't need to stop. I don't need to go to anywhere. I don't need to think about what I'm going to eat. I warm up a meal and I keep rocking. I have a lunchbox right down here. It's got breakfast, a lunch, and a late afternoon snack, meal, whatever that is, and a couple drinks in it. And so now I'm able to stay even more efficient and check that box. So the time that I would normally maybe take a lunch or eat, I can eat and work. And then if I want to go walk or I want to go run for a little break, that can be that. And that gets that piece of workout in there, right? So eating is so important. Food is fuel. You should be able to enjoy some of it, but you aren't eating just for enjoyment. That's just an extra piece icing on the cake. And ultimately, if you structure this and you give yourself and set yourself up what you need that is healthy, that is not super processed, you're setting yourself up to win. While you're doing this, weighing and tracking food so you can see what's really in it, so you can see kind of like running a budget. Hey, I burn this much, I consume this much. Checks and balances, you have to burn a little bit more than you consume to lose. You have to consume a little bit more than you burn to gain. Very easy math. And so food is everything. It's the fuel to push you to do well in the other pieces. Now, second is the training, the working out, the whatever you want to call it, right? This can be lifting in a gym. This can be walking, this can be swimming, this can be riding your dirt bike, this can be whatever physical activity you want to do. But with this, creating some kind of strategy, some kind of cadence, some kind of area where you plug it into your life. For me, what really helped was doing 75 hard because it pushed me to do 2 45-minute workouts a day, one outside, one inside, or both outside, however you want to do it. But it made me structure my day to be able to fit that stuff in. And so everybody says they don't have enough time. Well, a lot of people say they don't have enough money. I've been guilty of saying that. Hell, I say that all the time. So none of us are not guilty of it. But ultimately, it's not the resources you're lacking, it's the resourcefulness. Where do you waste 10 minutes of gorging out and not being productive at all that adds nothing to your life? So where's that 10 minutes and then the other 5 minutes and another 5 minutes? And you scrape all this time together and then you plug this into the most effective time. Then you've acquired time for a workout. You've acquired time and you've actually added to your life rather than subtracted. And so I think that it's very easy to look at life and be like, where is the downtime where it wasn't really making any kind of benefit to myself and to my future? And then pull from that time, remove that, put something good in there instead. And ultimately, that's how I've been able to schedule stuff. Like I realize that I'm most effective in being able to get a workout in super early before anybody starts. It also gets me going for the day. It clears my mind. A lot of different ways I work out, whether it's on the bike or a run or a swim, I'm able to think about the day and help strategize the day. So while I'm doing it, I can also effectively plan my next moves for the day because I like to do that. And then I like to lay out my day as soon as I hit the office before I actually fully start my day. It's kind of my morning ritual. So those are the pieces, right? Set a goal. Make sure you make sure you know what's going on with your food. Ideally, prepping your meals or buying prep meals. Finally, figuring out a structure and a cadence to be able to work out consistently. The biggest thing with all of this is consistency. It's not that you have to be perfect. It's just you need to consistently be good, right? That's going to win out over being hyper perfect, very inconsistently. Consistently inconsistent, not good. Now, finally, the benefit this has brought has been massive. I just said prepping the food. It might take me an hour or an hour and a half, but now I've saved so much time of coming up with a meal, putting stuff together. I'm not knocking it, but I see people go to lunch or walk and do all these things or have to leave just to get food. That's great. but I'm limited on time. So that for me, and if you're a business owner, you're limited on time, that's gonna buy you back time to be able to still enjoy your meal and maybe purchase you some time to go get a run in, to go to a walk in, whatever the case may be. These little things have helped gain that time. And now working out has done something even more that is crazy. I know people that when they go home, and I used to do this, I would have a couple beers and I'd be tired and I'd be passing out. Well, I know people that go home and they're tired and passing out because they're gassed, they have no energy anyway. And that is something that can be avoided, something that can be fixed. I said I was training for life, right? Training for life. I'm training so I can be the best father and husband, the best business owner, so I have as much resilience as possible and energy as possible. And I've realized the more and more I train, you would think I'm tired, more and more tired. I get up and say I work out super early and then I work out again during the day. The more I do, the longer it seems like I can go, the more I can enjoy of the day, the more I can push myself, the more energy I have. And I love that because the added offset of that outside of business is being there for my kids and being able to go 100% at the end of the day and give and pour back into them, right? On the business front, having the energy, having the focus to be able to push, to be able to be crystal clear, because I remember a time when I used to work out a little bit. I was like, man, I always kind of feel a little bit better when I work out in the morning, and I feel like I work a little bit better. And I was on to something, but I was still in the story of I don't have enough time. And so with that, I wasn't able to stay consistent and make many gains and see the tail end of it, of where I could really reap the full benefit, which is massive increase in energy, massive increase in resilience. And you're gonna need that, because you better believe your world's gonna be on fire quite a few times, and you're gonna need to be resilient, and it's going to allow you to be more driven for all the things you do. So that's where it has fed back into me. It's allowed me to go even harder when it comes to work and life and all these things, because I'm not training now just for an event. I'm training for life. And then the other pieces just save me more time. The efficiency with the food, the efficiency with how you work out, you tie it all together. I run, leave my office, then come right back. I don't want to have to go to a gym and drive 15 minutes there. I put in a little tiny home gym at my house, which takes not a whole lot. You could do it for a few $100s. From a few $100s to $1,000, you probably have everything you need to work out and do a damn good job of it. And even if you didn't have that, you could do all kinds of body weight workouts. And so I've driven all the waste out of this to be able to accomplish all of this. And that's how I've been able to get more fit and stay more fit while growing a business. And then the offset of that is massive energy, massive resilience, and the ability to just stay focused and hammer on things more than I have ever been able to do, and deal with bigger pressures. Like I'm training to deal with the more pressure from life that life is inevitably going to put on me, because as much as I try to run from it at times and I want it to be easier, I asked for this, I wanted this, and I expect it to be a challenge. And pressure builds diamonds, and I want to do the best I can to build something that positively affects everyone, my family around me. So these are the things it's done for me. Leave in the comments below. Are you wanting to get in shape and you've got a business? Are you making all the reasons not to? Have you done it and you've seen the benefits? And if you've seen some of those benefits, put that in the comments. Hope you all are well. Get out there, get after it, get in shape, and grow your business.